Welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be making meat pies, more precisely Nigerian meat pies. So for our ingredients, we have margarine or butter, you can use either, and then we have wheat flour, about 4 cups, and some water at room temperature. So what you need to do, we shall be adding the margarine to the flour, and we'll mix that up. It's better to use your hands because again we'll be testing how that is once you mix that up really well until you get a consistency like that of breadcrumbs. So continue to just apply either your margarine or your butter to the flour until you get the desired consistency. So sorry, I had to adjust my camera there because I thought it was too far. And then you continue to do that. Thank you if you're a returning subscriber. If you're a new member, please don't feel embarrassed to subscribe, like, and share. So that's the kind of consistency that we're talking about. Yeah, so it should look something like that, like breadcrumbs. So when it looks something like that, remember we've washed our hands, they're really clean. And yeah, you'll add your water that is at room temperature, not warm, not too cold, not icy cold. Well, you could do either, but I just used the water that was at room temperature. So continue to add that until you get a very nice consistency. Not too flaky, and again not too, the butter should not be too soft to manipulate. It should look something like that. Okay, so that's what we are talking about. So you'll just cover that. Remember that our flour is self-rising flour. It already has baking powder. And if you just have the normal flour without baking powder, add 1.5 tablespoons of baking powder. So our dough has rested for a while. Always, whenever you're working with flour, give it a rest, let it rest. So you'll just pick something like that, and then you want to roll that. You want to roll that until you have that kind of thickness. Not too thick again, and also not too thin. And then I'm going to use that to cut. You can use anything as long as it's round. So I used the top of my cooking pot, the small pot, like the one that I've done. So you'll have already done your meat pie, your mince meat. The Nigerians like to add peas and potatoes to theirs, so it looks like a complete meal, but I prefer to just use mincemeat. Ensure that your mincemeat is cooked and it's cooled. Then you'll tie that. Use a fork to put the ends together. Some people apply egg wash between, but I just noticed even when I do that, it's still, well, the amount of meat will depend on you. So mine, I just put in about just 1 spoon, one of my wooden spoons, or 2 tablespoons of mincemeat. So I want to do another one just in case you missed the other one. What we are going to do, we'll roll that to the width that I had told you, not too thick, and again not too thin. Okay, so that's the width that we require. So you cut that. So ensure that whatever you're using to cut will give your meat pies the same kind of shape. So I'm using my wooden spoon to measure out my mincemeat, and then of course I'll put that together and then use my fork to close that up. So my flour is not too thick. Ensure that when you do your flour, it's not don't make it too soft, and again, don't make it too hard, because now it will really give you a problem on you at this stage. So I have my meat pies there. That's the second one. The first one there, and the second one. So that's the way they look. So I've made some 8 meat pies, and I've just beaten 1 egg. I've used both the yolk as well as the white part. I've beaten 1 egg, and I'm going to give my meat pies a very nice brown top. I'm going to use that to apply. I'll apply that on top of my meat pies. I'll apply the egg wash on top of the meat pies, so that when they cook, they have a really nice brown color at the top. They look attractive. They look nice. Well, my meat pies were bigger than my pan width-wise, so hence why you see it look kind of crowded. But I just needed you to see that. So egg wash all of your meat pies. And while we are doing this, we've already put our oven on, and we are working on that at 180 degrees for about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. We've preheated the oven. So this was after 25 minutes. So that's the way the meat pie looks like. I wanted to cut this and show you, but it was so hot. So I needed that to cool a little. So remember also to oil your pan so that they don't hold at the bottom. So I want that to cool so that I show you. So that's the middle. You see how hot that was. It was really, really hot. So there are our Nigerian meat pies. I'll look into doing the other meat pies with the puff pastry. The process is a bit longer. So I thought to show you this in case you need to do maybe a breakfast snack. There you go. So for our presentation, we've got our meat pies looking all nice and ready. Bye.